Friends, hello. I hope you are well. It is Monday. It is the day. It is the week we've been waiting on for a while right now. It's been a crazy year, but this is it, and here we are at this time and place in the world in DJT Trump media. We either be having a fantastic week or a terrible week towards the end. So we're about to find out here probably about 48 hours to maybe one more day tacking on that. So we're back in profit zone. I think a lot of us are back in profit zone right now with what's going on with the stock. So let's talk about DJT here and break it down. Today, I bought back. Where did I buy back in? I bought back in like 33 and some change today. It was a little after noon that I bought back in today because I was wanting to, I needed to see some kind of progression, some kind of, steam built up here. And it was pretty obvious around 12:30 that something was going on here. We got past 30, 31, 32, and once we got to 33, it was pretty obvious something was going on here. And you can see right here on this first hike here, right where that 33 is right there. That first little X right there, then we jumped up to right around 34, and then we jumped up again right up to 35, and even after hours here, it's trying to get up to a $35 mark. And even after hours here, it's jumped up to 36 and some change. It's still going, and it's only 6 o'clock here. It feels like 10 o'clock at night with this time change, but it's still moving here, and it could close. I think by morning, if we keep this momentum going, we'll probably be at 40, okay? And then I think a lot of people will be in some heavy profit, if not back in profit zone for where you were this time last week. So, and this is kind of generally what we're seeing right now. So 2 weeks ago, let's go 2 weeks ago, that Friday, 2 weeks ago, okay? This is what we started to see. We started to see the stock pick up heavily. A lot of big news was coming out with Trump. The stock closed around 30 and some change, middle place of $30. Monday came around of last week. We started to see a heavy pickup. Tuesday, we were in massive profit, right under $60. So tomorrow, this is going to be the real interesting spot right now. I don't think 40 is probably out of the realm right now. I don't think that's too crazy for all of us to say 40. I think the big question is here, how much more can we get, back to where we were? I think, and this is where I really do think you need to have a conversation with yourself here, and don't be naive to this situation and what's going on here, okay? This is going to be a minute by minute, hour by hour news that's coming out. So obviously, have a conversation with yourself about where you're happy in profit zone, where you can just walk away from this thing and you can go, I'm happy. I'm totally happy. I made a nice 15%, 20%, 50%, who knows how much capital you've put in this already and where you've bought in. Maybe you're just at the point where you're like, I just want to get out of this thing. If it goes to 40, I'm selling out. I made $20 or I got my money back. I'm just uncomfortable right now. I get it. I get where everyone's coming from right now. It just went up to 37. It's trying to get back to 37. It's still moving heavily here after hours, and I figured this is what was going to happen. I just needed to see some kind of proof that something was going on. Obviously, I'm stingy. I'm an investor just like you. I want to get in the cheapest spot, but I'm happy where I got in here. With that said, like I said, bullet points. Make a spot where you feel comfortable taking profit, and don't get caught in buying too high. That's the situation right now. After this goes to $40, there may not be as much wiggle room depending on how much capital you can put in this, unless you're just slicing, profits off there, which I'm sure people are. Tomorrow is the day. It is the day of voting. So we will not know anything tomorrow. Polling numbers will not come out probably until like 7 o'clock tomorrow night. And a lot of them will just be the states that we already know are going to be called. They'll probably call Florida around like 8, 9 o'clock at night. It's obviously going to go to Trump, Maine, New Hampshire, all that's going to go to Kamala, California. It's when we start to get to these swing states. We might see like Georgia, North Carolina be called by maybe 9 o'clock tomorrow. A lot of them already do their pre-count votes. And that's going to be the telltale sign. Now, obviously, going into this conversation, I'm not trying to make this a biased conversation towards, Trump. So if you're in here and you love Kamala, this is probably going to upset you. I get that. And I'm sure you'll leave me a nice comment about that. But I think the majority of us right now that are investing in the stock, we want it to go high. We want it to go high. If you're betting against the stock right now into tomorrow, that's a very dangerous place to be. So if you're buying puts against it, that's a very dangerous spot to be for tomorrow. Later in the week, you might make a pretty penny. Okay, so that's another way to play this. But tomorrow, if this momentum keeps going into the night, we'll definitely be at $40 by morning. Okay, I think that's pretty safe to say at this point. We're going there. I find it hard to see that we would not be going there at this point to go to $40. You know, and I know that's low. I'm playing it safe, but I think that's kind of easy to say right now. I know a lot of you will be taking profit tomorrow. I probably at some point tomorrow will be taking profit, depending on how high this goes. Let's just throw a ballpark number out there and say we make it back to $45 to $50 tomorrow. I might personally just take profit and put it aside, okay? Into tomorrow night, let's do some scenario runs here, what we could see here, okay? Like I said, if you like Kamala, this is probably going to piss you off. Let's say Georgia, North Carolina goes. Then, what does that tell us? That tells us if some of these blue wall states start to fall apart, it's pretty much going to continue to go that way. Meaning, Trump is probably going to win the election by Wednesday afternoon, unless it comes down to the nitty-gritty of waiting on Pennsylvania to get their freaking votes counted, because they do not start the count until 8 o'clock in the morning. In the last election, it took all the way until Saturday for it to officially be called for Biden. With this news, what could that mean? Well, it could mean that Wednesday could just be another day of just high volume, high pricing on this stock, and the momentum will keep going. See, what we're caught in right now, this is the place where you want to be. If you're in it right now, this is probably a really good place to be on the staircase, because what's going to happen tomorrow? More polling is going to be coming out. Everyone's going to be psyched out of their mind. It's going to start to pick up. We're going to start to see pickup. Then people are going to go, oh man, it's morning. It's already $40. I'm going to buy in. Then it's 41, 42. Got to sell off and back down to 38. Ooh, picking back up. Now we're going back to 41. So people are going to be buying your spot out tomorrow. That's more than likely what's going to be happening. That's what happened today. Bought in at 33. Volume kept going. Push kept going. People bought in at 34. People saw that, they bought in at 35. People saw that, they bought in at 36. They're still buying in right now at 7 o'clock at night. So with that, if we get to morning here and we're at $40, I think that's a pretty telltale sign that we're probably going to be going back into some, $40 range situation. Tomorrow's the day. If this thing's going to run, it's going to run tomorrow. Okay? Wednesday, I just don't know. If you hold this until Wednesday, until after this election is called, that is on you 100%. This is why I've said multiple times to people, take profit. If Trump does not win this election and they call it by Wednesday, this stock will plummet into oblivion. Now, I have seen people come on here and I've seen them comment and they said, well, maybe Elon will buy the company. Do not hold massive amounts of capital in this stock for a hope and a dream and a whisper of a rumor that you heard somewhere, okay? Get your money out of here, because even if Trump wins, guess what? We're all going to take profit. We're all going to take our winnings here, and there will be a sell-off. Kingdom come, there will be a sell-off in this stock by Friday, Monday of next week, okay? People are not going to hold massive amounts of money in this stock when they were buying in at $18, $12, even today buying in at $28. Do you really think I'm going to hold just a few $1,000s in this stock for it to be beat down and ate up throughout the week with uncertainty? No, people are they're going to take profit. Be realistic. So that's why it's so important to not be don't be naive to this situation, okay? Okay, I'm talking to myself as a younger investor, years ago. Don't be naive to what the situation is. Take profit where you need to take profit and walk away. Do not be shocked tomorrow if something bad were to happen, if they release some kind of bad, well, not really tomorrow, nothing's going to happen tomorrow, but, Wednesday, if something came out and, it was looking like Trump was struggling, by the morning, this stock would start to plummet, and maybe that could happen before the market even opens, and you can't get your money out. You're done. So that's why personally, tomorrow I'm taking some form of profit, if not all of it, at least some of it. And I think that's what a lot of people probably should focus on here, is tomorrow being the heyday of, it's like tomorrow's like it should be just a free day of buying, selling, buying, selling. This is probably going to be pushed tomorrow, be heavy volume. It'll probably be one of the best days for the stock, we're assuming here. Now, could all this be wrong information and it just doesn't do that? Sure. The market has surprised us many times, and we've never seen a situation like this. So either way, this is not investing tomorrow. This is gambling. This is pushing something to incredible numbers. Don't forget either, they've halted the stock many times here in the past few weeks, okay? So if volume were to get really out of control tomorrow, I would not be shocked to see them halt the stock a few times and let it start back up, halt it again, let it start back up, halt it again, and just repeat the process until people get scared off and it loses volume. But even with Monday and Tuesday of last week, when we saw our biggest amounts of volume in this stock, it really didn't matter. We were capturing $10 to almost $12 in those 2 days of trading. So it's going at 37 right now, so it might close out tonight, maybe 37, maybe 38, unless there's some kind of sell-off. But it's climbing. It's trying to get to a $40 range again. People are they're seeing what's going on. It's got a healthy kick going right now. By 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, it might be at $38, $40, somewhere around there. If it is, I think that's a pretty good sign that it's moving all day. It's gonna be a wild day, friends. I'm not gonna talk about Palantir at all. I'll make another video about Palantir, but if you follow me with Palantir, if you follow anybody, congratulations. It was face melting quarterlies with Palantir, and even after hours, market close, Palantir jumped to an insane price. At Palantir is almost at $50 right now, and this is what I've been talking about for the whole year. Well, not the whole year, but a few months at least. Talking about Alex Karp leaving these breadcrumbs, where he was telling people in these interviews, hey, there's some big things coming. Hey, we're undervalued. Hey, you better be prepared for what we got coming. Okay? And this is what he was talking about in riddles, secrets, and leaving trails of breadcrumbs. This is it right here. 30% increase on their quarterly. Big quarterlies. What does this mean? This means that the 30s for Palantir, at least the low 30s, they're probably gone. 20s, never going to see those again. We're going into keeping these 40s. We're going into the 50s. Probably by next quarterly of Palantir, we will definitely probably be in a $55 to a $65 range. Some 66 maybe. But somewhere in there, that $10 range, Palantir will be that price. Buy as much as you can at this point. That is a warning. That is a warning to investors. Palantir should be your number one focus for the future right now. There's no signs of stopping. It's running. It's going to get worse going into next year for price wise. You are going to be begging and wishing you could buy this stuff at $50 here sooner than later with Palantir. Friends, I really do want to wish all of you best of luck. Listen, guard yourself. Guard your emotions tomorrow. It's going to be a very difficult day, okay? It's going to run. You're going to say, I can make a little more. Don't be afraid to take profit. Don't be ashamed. Guard your emotions, okay? It's the hardest thing for an investor to do. It's the hardest thing to do for a day trader, just a trader in general, whatever you are. This is the moment, okay? It could all change Wednesday. Wednesday, it could fall apart. The stock could bleed down to $20 to $10, okay? This is not, I'm talking about Trump media here. This is not a long-term play. We're focusing on tomorrow specifically, okay? Wednesday is a whole nother day. Obviously, I'll be on here tomorrow yapping my mouth about what's going on, but tomorrow should be your focus. Don't be afraid to take profit. If you want to play it dangerous and you're doubling down tomorrow and keeping it until Wednesday, I get it. I know friends that are doing that. But I in good conscience cannot tell you that on a YouTube video. That is not smart information on my part. So do what you want to do. I know a lot of you have already taken massive amounts of profits. Congratulations. That makes me so happy that people have just made money off that. That's special. That's awesome. And I hope you use that money to do something really nice for yourself, for your future, whatever it be. Friends, I will talk to you soon. I wish all of us the best of luck tomorrow. I'm excited. Let's do this. Let's go.